Hey, 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 what's happening, fashion besties? We are back, cocked and locked and ready to rock. We are here in 2025. I have been stalking slash scouting people for the podcast because y'all have been hearing me talk for quite a few weeks now. And this is exciting. We have some great guests. We had some great guests this past couple weeks. We have some great guests coming up, but right now we have, let me get to my notes. Below the Blonde, Amanda Weldon, Canadian native, is a content creator, broadcaster, and entrepreneur. She's been the host of the Toronto Marlies for 6 seasons. Not quite sure what that is. I think it's a baseball team, as well as various MLSE events, Maple Leaf playoff tailgates, Real Sports hosting, and TML New Year's. Amanda has previous experience broadcasting for 3 years on the Weather Network and CBC, that must be the Canadian Broadcasting Channel, and worked as an influencer marketer with top brands like Air Canada, Vacations, Starbucks, Ford, and Garnier. Outside of working, she is the creator of Below the Blonde, a lifestyle brand and blog, a lifestyle and fashion YouTuber, and has even hosted her own podcast called We Did It and Thoughts from Our 30s. Amanda Weldon, Below the Blonde, welcome to the Fashion Crimes Podcast.
Thank you so much, Holly. And I love that we're going to be just focusing on fashion today because I know that that was a lot of words to say.
That's okay. That's okay. Okay. So, quick story. I was researching trends. I
Yeah.
have seen Amanda before on YouTube. She has got the most buttoned up, unbelievable trend, detailed forecasting charts, flow chart videos. And I'm like, who is this chick? Okay, I need to let me hit her up and see if she'll talk to me. And she is such a doll, just like she is in her videos. So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, Amanda. I'm so happy you're here.
I'm so happy to be here. So, Holly, maybe we'll start with kind of how you found me.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes.
that was the trends video. I have a YouTube channel, and there I love to talk about lifestyle, home, travel when I can. But the main focus is always fashion and style. And I don't know about you, Holly, but I love to look at journalists because I come from a journalist background. So, when I'm looking at these Gen Zs and all these people that are kind of coming up, I'm thinking, what can I bring to the table that they may not know yet from this background? So I will basically go and look at all of the trend forecasts from the top fashion watchdogs that we love. We're talking Vogue, Marie Claire, Harper's Bazaar, Refinery 29, Who What Wear, all of those amazing people who are going to the shows that we so desperately wish we could all attend in real life in the front row. And they are reporting on what they see trending that year. Now, as you know, Holly, fashion, style, it's very subjective.
Mhm.
And that means that not everyone is going to be saying the same thing. So the flow charts, my analytical, girly side of YouTube, I love to cross-reference what everyone's saying and then basically see who's saying the same thing. What are the outliers and what can we learn from what they've taken from the runways?
I was so impressed by your videos because there's a lot of people who do the same thing as you. Obviously, you know
Mhm.
that.
Yeah,
Um, but you stuck out to me the most because you have because you've been in public speaking for so long, you have this demeanor about you. Like you're just you seem very kind and very informative, but yet you're not a bitchy fashion person. There's a difference between.
approachability is everything in this
Yes,
business.
there's just, there's other videos with very high-end people that they're just a different breed. But the point is that I thought that you were so sweet and you were so cute. And I loved your videos and I've seen your denim video. I've seen all your videos and
Thank
you
you.
have such a huge following. And I was just really blown away by the amount of detail that you put into the trends. And you really say, here's the trend, like it or hate it, but this is just what people are doing. I, as a personal stylist, tell my fashion besties how to take that trend and then turn it into something that makes sense for them because
Totally.
no one is going to wear a bodysuit with no pants to the office, okay? Because, we were talking about the no pants trend earlier, and it's just, it's got to make sense for the South and it's got to make sense for people our age. But it doesn't mean that we can't follow the trends. We just have to be trend adjacent and trend like. So, how do we do that? That's, of course, that's how we work together. But tell me more about you. I want to know all about you, how you came into, were you a model? You're so pretty. Were you a model? Tell us.
Oh my gosh. Well, first I have to say I'm surprised that hot pants aren't trending in Atlanta because I'm going to tell you right now it's 12 degrees Fahrenheit in just outside of Toronto right now, and we are not wearing those hot pants. It's all about the
No
layering.
way. Oh my
I
God.
will. I know we're going to talk about winter layering for
Hmm.
maybe the chilly escape for you guys a little bit later. But my background, basically, I started playing varsity sports in university or college.
Hmm.
I was a volleyball player. I played for Team Ontario, which is basically like a state here in Canada. And then from there, I ended up taking science at university. And I was behind the lab bench just thinking, this is cool. I love learning. I love analytics, but I don't think I want to do this for the rest of my life. And I ended up starting a YouTube channel with a friend of mine. He was the quarterback at the time. I was setter of the volleyball team. We started a YouTube channel. It was called the Marauder Report. The Marauders are basically the mascot of our university. And what we
Oh.
would do is a Jimmy Fallon-esque, like really fun, like interviewing our friends, what was happening in sports that week. And then we got syndicated, ended up getting to do a radio show at the university. And then I thought, wow, Amanda, you have a lot of checks that you still need to get. You need to learn how to edit, really learn how to be on camera, research all of these things. So I ended up starting a blog, and that blog was called Below the Blonde because I didn't know what I wanted to write about. So I was like, oh, just anything I'm thinking about. And Below the
Hmm.
Blonde is my brain. So it's anything that I've got on my mind. Let's write about it.
Cute,
And then
cute, cute.
it was very cute. Yeah, people are like, I don't get it, but that's fine. Um, and then from there, I just started getting those degrees in journalism. I ended up getting, you mentioned the Toronto Marlies. That's basically our little brother of the Toronto Maple Leafs, the hockey team here in Toronto.
Oh, I said
So I,
baseball. Sorry. I
you
meant,
did, but you know what? You're right on track. You're right
okay,
on track.
okay.
I got that gig 6 years doing in arena hosting. So basically, if you ever go to like a baseball game, hockey game, basketball game, and you see that girl down on
Hmm.
whatever the court or the field doing the presentation, that was me. So it was
Love
so
it.
fun.
Love it.
And then just from there, I ended up getting a gig at the Weather Network, which is like the weather channel in the
Hmm.
States. And the world kind of spins madly on, and everything kind of turned into being in traditional media, but the world is changing and everything is shifting online. And so my blog that was more about travel and lifestyle and fashion, that was just a passion project to get into journalism school after science, is now what I want to do the most. So you just never know where your path's going to take you, but the thing that you can't deny is all of the experiences that you have in life are going to be your North Star to lead you to what you want. So
I
that has been me, Holly.
That is really a good synopsis of your, were you going to be a doctor or something? Or were you,
I don't know.
what were you
I
going to be?
think I
Who
was looking
just,
to
you're like, I want to study science. What does that mean? Let's just start
I
there.
I think I was really passionate about biology, but then also was maybe thinking about dermatology and just the different things like
Oh.
that. And
Mhm.
that's kind of nice because, of course, dermatology and skincare and beauty, and it all kind of just works together with general interest. But I think it just all boils down to the fact that I love to learn. And in fashion, there's so much to learn about. Like you almost crack open a new field, you crack open a new designer, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much here. And just to have that tenacious interest in things and learning and sharing, I think it just applies so well to social media these days. And then you can foster a community. Like Holly, we've never met, but we're fast friends. And that's just the
Total,
funnest thing ever,
totally,
right?
totally. Yes. And so that's what I always, I feel bad for people that give me their phone number and their email address because, again, not that I take advantage or whatever, but if you don't want to be friends, it's really hard after you give me all your information. I do say that. So I knew we would be fast friends, but I just was so curious about you and your trends because I did not know if you were a fashion person or not a fashion person. You just have a severe interest in it and you know what you're talking about and you come across as somebody who is a professional in the industry, but you just wear clothes. You wear clothes like everybody else. So there you go.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
makes you
and share them with people. And as you said, growing social media. And it's just the same as if you are an interior designer or you someone who loves to design your home. It
hmm
what makes you a professional? You know, we live every day in our homes. We live every day wearing clothes, and that makes you an expert on your own personal style. But I think a lot of us lose it. We lose our personal style or we never actually found it. And learning that that actually takes effort, it may seem so frivolous to others, but I really see it as it's the way we show up in the world, right?
I love that you said that because I just had this conversation with somebody else because it's all about how you're raised, right? If you were raised with financial hardship, if your parents never dressed well, or if you were really a difficult person, to spend, if you were had a hard time spending money, it's all about how you're raised. And even if you come into adulthood, you carry those burdens and those chains with you. So, even though you're not the same person who you were then, who are you now? A lot of people don't know. And I
Mm.
say, it's okay that you don't know. Let me help you figure that out. So,
And know you deserve to show up the way you
that's
feel
right.
inside.
That's right. You've got to get in the game. And because you are in your early 30s, it starts as early as that. Is that now you are very young, you're starting your family, be that as it may, how do you want to build a wardrobe that's going to carry you into the next few years until you decide maybe your career will change, maybe you'll have more children, maybe you'll move somewhere else. But it's about building your wardrobe to get people to understand that it's going to last you a little bit, and then your style has to evolve and change because
Mhm.
otherwise you're stuck. And
Now I've been,
that's yeah, that's where you come in. And you're going to help us. You're going to talk about some of the trends that you think are important. I know what I thought it was important. What trends from your videos? Let's talk about denim first, because I watched your denim video and I really loved it. And I want to know, I know what I think. What do you think is the top denim trends, are the top denim trends right now for 2025?
so I am obsessed with denim. Holly, I'm the girl who will wear denim on a plane, and my friends rip me up about it. Like, I love wearing my denim. And what your viewers can't tell, whether they're listening on audio or whether they're watching on YouTube, is that I'm actually 25 weeks pregnant. The bump is
Yay!
happening. If you're watching, I'll show you. The bump is here. She's
Oh
got her sweatpants on. But you know what? I
my.
can't wear my denim right now. And so making the trends video, I love that there's certain things that stick out. Like people always want to know color of the year, what are the
Mhm.
cuts of the dress of the year, and what denim are we talking about? So the video you're talking about is one that is new to my channel this year. I think next like 2026, I want the whole month of January to be talking about all of these trends. But the denim trend specifically, I felt so passionate about because I'm like, this, babe, it's not for me. Not for me right now in my season of life, as you talk about seasons of life changing. It's for you. And the ones that really stuck out, the one that was Marmite above them all was the barrel jean.
Mhm.
Last year, we saw it come in. It's so dramatic. I love that you were talking about the runway versus actual real life
Oh, for
because
sure.
the way I view the runway, I don't know about you, but I see it as art in motion. I don't see it as the thing I'm going to wear to go to the grocery
hmm
store. I'm like, what
hmm
can we take from this drama? The barrel jean has been a big one. And if you're not sure what that means, it's basically picture a straight leg jean, but then it kind of bows out on the sides. Now, some people, it's hilarious in the comments. Some people are irate about this, but some people have actually found that they love it. Now, personally, I don't know if it's for me. Maybe I'll try it, but I'm always up for trying things. You really never know. I'm sure you've had clients, Holly, where you're like, just trust me, just try it.
hmm
And
hmm
then they're like, I'm so glad I trusted you and tried that emerald green because you're right, it does make my eyes pop. But for me, the denim trend that I'm most excited about is still that like wide straight leg jean, which
Hmm.
I absolutely love. I'm a girl who hates my ankles. I'm glad that ankle cut is kind of like not the thing this year because it's just not for me. And then the next one that people are talking about a lot is kind of that cargo pant. So that utilitarian cargo pant. But outside of those cuts, we're talking dark wash and we're talking white jeans. And a lot of people will bring that light wash into the summer months, but it's really the dark wash and the white jean that is going to kind of have pride of place this year. What did you think, Holly? What was your favorite?
Here's what I said in my trend report. I said, it's to me, I preach fit. It's all about the fit. And
100%.
I don't care if you're a size zero, if you're pregnant, whatever, you're size 20, your jeans have to have some type of stretch. Now, not everybody likes stretch, but I love stretch. I would never wear a jean without stretch. Once you decide whether you want a high rise, a mid rise, a low rise, and you decide on the fit of the jean, then you can worry about the opening, and which is really
Mhm.
what it all is. Every jean has legs. It's just the openings are different.
Yeah,
So, do you want a wide leg, which means the opening is the same at the top than it is at the bottom? Do you want a skinny, which is wide at the top, skinny at the bottom, a boot cut, so forth and so on? So, talking about the barrel jean, I was clowning those because I was like, they look like clown pants. And
agreed, kind of.
because,
Yeah.
they look like clown because they come out. But I never thought the skinny jean was out. It's just not what people are showing right now. But I'm really loving the slouchy jean, which is what I was calling slouchy jean, which I think somebody, not you, but somebody else was calling the dad jean. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. But regardless,
We moved
I'm
on from mom.
I
We're
know.
on to dad now.
Yes, I know. So I'm loving the slouchy jeans because they make me feel skinny. Let's keep it real. And I like it. They're more comfortable and it's more of a statement. That's what I like. Now, it's hard to break people away from skinny jeans, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Because in the South, we a little bit behind. We're trying to catch up fashion wise. We a little bit behind. So, I always say the boot cut is really kind of back right now.
Yeah,
And but depending on what you want to call it, a straight slim, you want to call
that's
it,
what I was going to challenge you on, Holly. The straight
yeah.
slim. I think if someone out there listening wants to push the boat out a little bit from their skinny jean, it's the straight slim. Okay. This is going to make your legs look longer. It's going to really complement your footwear so much better than a skinny jean, unless you are wearing like a riding boot or a knee high boot.
I concur. Okay.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. It just gets very complicated for people who are like, really, just tell me the right ones to get. Like, Jesus. But I understand. I do agree with that because if you want to show off your shoes, that's a great way to do it. You know what I
That's
mean?
a great way to do it. I mean, but I do sympathize because as we talked about earlier, being interested and having research and realizing that you are enough to choose pieces and have them in your wardrobe that make you feel good and show up and actually like square your shoulders a little bit. Finding the right pair of jeans is like finding gold dust. And finding the right pair of jeans and having to go to the shops or order them in and try them all on and kind of feel, ugh, sometimes it is going to be one of the best things you can do for yourself. It's like finding the great bathing suit in the middle of the winter when you know that you're going to about to go on a holiday. Not your favorite thing, especially when you're from the Great White North. You're pale. You might be hairy, but you got to do it. You got to do it. But yeah, I completely agree that jeans are so personal to the person.
Now, let's talk about color, okay?
Yeah.
In your opinion, I know what colors I think are important. Say if you're a person that doesn't really wear jeans a lot, but you have like maybe three or four pair, what are the top colors or washes that you recommend?
I personally, so I think what's super important always is to kind of identify your three words in personal style, because again, it's very personal. So for anyone listening, I really like elegant, classic, timeless style.
Oh,
So when I'm thinking about what my washes would be, they would be a dark wash jean, they would be a white wash jean, And they might even be, I don't know. I honestly think it would be those two. Maybe like a lighter wash, but not into that like super light Levi's
The
wash.
bleach, the bleachy. Yeah.
Yeah, and for my jeans, I would never have something like I've really moved on now being in my 30s and wanting a wardrobe that really mixes and matches and is a no-brainer for me. I don't have any distressed in my jeans. I really don't.
Oh.
I don't choose that at all for myself, though I'll see it on someone else. And this has been my biggest learning in life into my 30s. And I know we're going to talk about mantra. I'll have a different one for you. Don't worry, Holly. But it is basically I can like something and at the same time, it cannot be for me. So I
Mm.
will see something on you or something in your house or something out in the world and say, "Oh, I love that," but it's not for me because
I,
I know exactly what my style is. But that doesn't mean I don't have to not like other things. Does that
I
make
hear
sense?
you. I hear you.
Mm.
And I appreciate you bringing that up because that was a huge article in the New York Times I think it was last month or the month before, is Are Distressed Jeans Out? And I thought that was an interesting concept because the more distressed and the more treated the denim is, the more expensive it is.
It's
So
trending too, which
I
is I'm
know.
surprised. It's
And
like been on all the
so
runways.
when my husband Jonathan is like, "Oh, did you get in a knife fight? That looks sad." Like, when he sees my jeans that are all
And
ripped
you're
up,
like, okay, grandpa.
I have, I have different levels of distress. I have like a couple holes and then I have like shreds. And it is, am I too old to wear it? Am I not too old to wear it? But I just wear it in different environments. So I kind of know, you kind of have to know the audience, but people did say they were out, but now people are saying that they're not out. So are you saying that they're out or
I don't think they're out. I think they're
okay.
actually trending this year. They've been on the runways. But when we talk about trending versus personal wearability, it's not something that I choose. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of it, but is it going to be something that shoppers are going to choose? I'm not sure. We also live in such different places. Like
Right.
right now, the wearability of a distressed jean is just not there for us. It's so
Hmm.
cold up here. I'm packing layers on. I'm not trying to rip them up, you know?
She said it's 12 degrees. They do Fahrenheit. We do, or no, 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 we do
Yeah,
Fahrenheit.
that
They
was
do
the
Celsius.
conversion. Yeah.
Sorry. So she's like, it's like 12 degrees. I was like, good God. People think it's going to snow here. And it's like everybody's starting to
Traffic's
shut down. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing. But anyway, that's life in the South for you. Um, okay. So getting back to, so we've talked about denim. So I want to know what are some of the most what's some of your most viewed fashion content and what are people asking you? Are people asking you like, "Hey, is this in? Is this out?" Are people looking to you? What are some of the top comments and questions that you can maybe tell the fashion besties about that might be able to help one of us?
Yeah. So top viewed content would be those trend videos. And it's just because it takes so much time. The one that
Sure.
I do annually takes 40 hours to do to complete
God.
the one video. But that one already has over 140,000 views as well. So that's like,
Amazing.
it's a conversation starter. And it's nice to see comments of people saying, "Oh, thank goodness I've been waiting for this video from you." Besides that, I think what's really important when you're trying to find someone on social media is almost find someone with an adjacent style to you. And then the likelihood is the most viewed videos are style formulas. So I just recently filmed and I'm going to edit and finish up a video today that are my go-to winter style formulas. So that could be someone who, again, really likes those words, classic, elegant, timeless, and are like, "Oh, I'm going to look to Amanda because maybe I have something that I can make in my wardrobe that is similar to hers."
Give us an
And then
example. Give us an example of one of your outfit formulas for winter.
for winter, oh my gosh. Well, in this season of life, guys, I've been wearing a lot of Lululemon leggings. Proud Canadian over here. So I've been wearing my high rise Lululemon leggings, and then it's like a really nice knit over top. But something that I think maybe you could take away or viewers could take away is we get really good at layering up here. And
Hmm.
one really fun aspect of layering is being able to see the layers because it creates depth in your wardrobe. So I'm wearing a roll neck right now. If you can't see, if you're on
Yes, I
YouTube, you
can
can
see.
see. So I've got the roll neck on, and then maybe I would wear a collared shirt or I would put a sweater or a crew neck underneath. And then I would also layer on top a jacket. And
Very
I want
nice.
to be able to see all of that. And even in the sleeves, I would actually have my base layer longer than the next layers because it creates all of that interest. So it's little tips like that, especially the seasonality up here is so aggressive that I
Good
think that is
word.
probably, yeah, I think that is probably my most viewed content where it's like, okay, we're going into this season. What's coming up? What do I want to see? What are the colors? And then how do I style it?
So I love a couple things that you said. First of all, if you're going to layer, you have to, it's not piling a bunch of shit on. You've got to see what's under,
Yeah.
like, for example, y'all, please watch this YouTube video so you can really see. Go to our YouTube channel, go to Fashion Crimes Podcast and see what we're talking about. And that way you can see Amanda and what she's talking about. But like, I have a sweater on, but you can see my shirt underneath. I've only known you for a short time, and I do know it's winter, but I know you do love a turtleneck. We call it a turtleneck. So,
Love a turtleneck.
yes, you love a turtleneck, and I've seen it. You've worn them in a couple different videos, and I understand because you have a belly popping out, you've got to wear what's most comfortable. But the outfit formula, I think, is a really great way to educate people on. You might have two of these, but maybe you can get a third. And here's, what works for me. So, in Canada, of course, you're wearing a turtleneck, you're wearing a top over it, and then you're wearing a jacket. Do you get into your heated garage and then get into your car? Do you have to walk where you are? Do you take public transportation? Tell us.
It's all of the above, babe. It is all of the above. I feel like I'm usually driving everywhere. We live
Okay.
just outside of the city of Toronto. Um, but yeah, and to your point about the formulas, the main goal here, just so you guys, whenever you're watching a formulas video, whoever you're watching it from, it's not this turtleneck, I have this, I'll link it down below, which I will, because if you don't have that in your wardrobe and you're missing that piece, you might say, oh, that's a really nice one. I want that exact one because I love how it looks on her. I think it'll look great on me. It's less about buying more stuff and it's more about the pieces, right? It's more about, oh, you can do this turtleneck and this crew neck. And it's like, I have a turtleneck and a crew neck. I'm gonna give that a go. It's more about utilizing those pieces for the long run.
I love that. And so, again, just to reiterate, she's got on a crew neck long sleeve shirt, but she has a turtleneck on underneath it. And it's very cute how she has it styled. And if she were to leave the house, correct me if I'm wrong, you throw on a jacket over it, possibly a scarf, maybe a hat.
Oh,
And I know I love a hat too, which leads me into my next question. So I know and I have seen accessories are all the rage right now. Give me your top three accessories that you think are must haves in someone's wardrobe.
must-haves in someone's wardrobe. Are we counting bags?
Yeah, anything you want. Anything you
Okay,
want.
great.
Go ham.
One of the biggest overarching trends this year is ladylike fashion. So that's coming back. It's a little bit of a twist on the stated quiet luxury. We're talking ladylike fashion. So I actually have this bag here. It's not an Hermes, but it's very much inspired. So like a ladylike top handle bag that also comes with a long strap. And it's understated because it doesn't have any big logos. That's like one of my biggest
Hmm.
ones. I would also say a really great earring. As we age as well, our hair changes, we go through menopause, pregnancy as well affects that thing. We have busy schedules. So we have first day, second day, third day, sometimes fourth day hair where we just got to scrape it
Yes.
back. A great lipstick and a great pair of earrings, that's going to go so far in your wardrobe and invest in those pieces if you can versus getting kind of sometimes the cheap and cheerful. I guarantee if you have a pearl or like a gold earring or you love silver, invest in that piece and let it go to work. And then outside of that, if we don't include shoes at all, I would say my new favorite accessory for my three words has been the silk scarf. I have been having so much fun. So now picture that outfit that we were already talking about, the turtleneck. I will now
Mhm.
do a silk scarf that's going to be complementary to the other colors in my outfit that are going to pull things together. I'll throw on a knit that's a quarter zip, so it's kind of tucked in. It's giving English countryside, it's giving Ralph Lauren. But that versatility in that piece can also be attached as a twilly to your bag or put in your hair or added to your neck scarf, like we had already talked about. And it's finding those pieces where you build a wardrobe of classic staples for me, but then you add your personality through those accessories. And because we're diving a little bit more into maximalism, it's a really fun way to play.
I love that you said maximalism. More is more. That's it.
That,
More,
yeah.
more is more. And even if you don't like a lot of zhuzh and you don't like a lot of jewelry or things, a little can go a long way. And I love
Mhm.
that you said, even though, let's just, for example, you have on a turtleneck, even if you put a scarf around that and tucked it in, that is an interesting look to me.
Yeah, because you might not be able to do a ton of necklaces at the
That's
time.
right. I think
Yeah,
that is interesting. I love the bag that you showed, and I love the color, the oxblood
I'll
color,
show this again.
and very cute. I love that color is super in last year, and now it's still in. And
Mhm.
tying a scarf on your bag is a great way to use a scarf that you don't know what to do with it. And it's a really fun way to add an extra pop of color. And I want to reiterate and tell me if you support me in this decision. Not everything has to be so matchy matchy. Just because
No,
you have an oxblood deep red bag doesn't mean you cannot wear an orange scarf or a blue something over here. So don't be afraid, right, to just use a color that it doesn't have to go. Not everything has to go, is my point.
100%. I usually with my style will follow like a three color rule. I'll be like, okay, I'll try to incorporate three colors in an outfit. Again, just following those words. But then sometimes you're just like, wait, I want to have a little more fun with this. So you're right, adding a scarf or something like that is such a fun way to do it. Lately, Holly, I'm so curious about your accessories as well. I would love for you to tell us yours. Lately, my whole ethos around my wardrobe and going to the sustainable kind of point in life where I want everything to work together is I've been building an accessories capsule. So it's
Hmm.
not too crazy. We're talking about a lot of the camels, black accessories. Now, the new neutrals, a new trend this year, one of the biggest ones people are talking about is like those army greens, those chocolate browns, those beautiful oxbloods, those burgundies. Those are all neutrals pulled from nature into your wardrobe. I would love to know what your top accessory is going to be for 2025.
I mean, my shtick right now, first of all, it took me a very long time to curate a bag collection. So I do have more bags than I've ever had in my life. Be that as it may, where I'm weak is my earring game. And so
Ooh,
I made a conscious decision to beef up my earring game, but that doesn't mean expensive.
yeah,
So I always give advice and say that people can skimp. If you're going to skimp on price, do it on jewelry because then you mix your costume jewelry with real and it makes your costume look real. And
High-low
so
dressing is so smart.
yes. And so I have some very moderately to low price earrings that are either kind of a knockoff of a designer style or something that I can wear, but that's not going to be like, wow, I really overspent on these earrings and I have nowhere to wear them. So that's
Yeah.
my shtick for this season. And that is a work in progress too, because I have a ton of rings, a ton of bracelets, whatever, but I have like four pair of earrings that I like, and so I keep wearing the same ones over. And my hoops, I've been wearing hoops since the seventh grade. They've
Yeah.
never gone out of style, but I just keep getting different ones. And I liked these because they had, if you can see in the video, they have little stones in them.
Mhm.
And I literally went to, I'm not sure what the department store is in Montreal, but we have a lower price department store here. And I was like, I'll take five pair of earrings. They were, very inexpensive, but I needed them because I just didn't have anything good or they break if you wear
Yeah,
them all the time.
let me tell you, I'm pretty close to the border and I'd make a Target haul here and there to go
Hmm.
and pick up some packs. That I have two things on that. The first one is say you're interested in investing. You're like, I'm going to save so I can invest in this piece that I've been coveting for so long. It is a great idea to get a cheap and cheerful version of that to see if you'll actually wear it, to see if you'll actually choose it. So maybe you're like such a hoops girly and you're like, I'm obsessed with hoops. And one day I'm going to invest in that piece that I know I'm going to wear so much. It's not going to turn my ears green. And I know I'm going to love it. And the cost per wear is going to go down dramatically. And the second thing is one thing, I don't know about you, Holly, but I never save my things for best. If I have a bag that I love and it costs me a lot of money and I invested in, it is not going to be sitting in the wardrobe. In fact, it might be the most beat up bag that you've ever seen in my collection because I won't save it for the best time. I won't save it for when the queen or the king comes over. I'm going to wear that darn thing.
I love that you said that because I'm guilty of that. And
Yeah,
beautiful things, should not be saved. Now, I'm not
no.
saying you need to wear a ball gown to the grocery store, but it is important that you wear the nice things that you have. So I totally agree with that. I want to switch gears a little bit and I want to talk about shoes because I think shoes are something that can totally make or break an outfit. And they talked about the slim sneaker trend. So we talked about that. What other shoes are loafers still it? Are the chunky loafers it? Or are they thinner now? Tell us about some shoe trends.
The loafers are definitely still in from what I've been reading and seeing, and some of them have started to get platforms, which I do find is a little bit weird. It's kind of like putting a hat on a hat. So outside of the loafers and that, we saw ballet flats really come through in the
Right.
last couple of years. Not a lot of people talking about those, but that doesn't mean they're necessarily out. I think maybe people just have them in their wardrobe. They're now a classic, and they're trying to just figure out, okay, how do we turn a sale on something new? Something that is going to be trending in the new year, or we're in the new year, in the summer, that I don't think we've seen for a long time is the peep toe. The peep
Mm.
toe heel, the peep toe shoe, that is actually really coming back along with those clear plasticky shoes,
Oy, oy, oy. I
which
saw that.
I hate. No one wants to see your toes and how they sweat in the heat. Okay, guys, this is the one thing I'll give you opinions on. But outside of that, one thing that is also big that we've seen from fashion girlies the last few years in Pinterest specifically, but I don't think designers caught up to until now because they're always looking into the art of fashion is actually the thong-toed sandal. Picture a really beautiful trouser, um, a, a striped top, a thong-toed sandal, a nice accessory. It's giving casual, cool city it girl on the go, but she didn't try too hard,
But like a
you know?
low
So
heel. You mean like a lower heel, right?
literally flat,
Oh,
like
flats.
a
Okay, okay.
Haviana. Yeah. So those and I think those are the two. Those are the two that are basically they forecast for spring, summer, fall, winter, as you know. So that's kind of what we're going to be seeing for those seasons.
Oh my God, just now starting to wear my boots, and you're talking about flip-flops already. Um, what is your opinion on, so I have different types of boots, of course, but I have heard and seen that the booty is out. Is that true or not true? What do you think?
Holly, I'm not gonna lie.
It's
The
out.
booty's been out. It's
Damn
been out.
it.
It's
Damn
out.
it.
It's been out. I mean, there are ways you can do it. I think specifically the sock booty is out.
Yeah.
It's giving 2010s
Yeah,
a
I
little
hear
bit.
you. I hear you.
Yeah, we need a little bit of space. Um, Also, what I haven't seen come back in a few years is the over the knee boot. I just feel like it's out for the moment. That really slim kind of peg leg, when we talk about skinny jean, the sock booty, the over the knee boot, that just really hasn't been it. We're seeing more depth in outfits, so a little bit of that space. Now, I'm a wide calf girly. Okay. I've got some strong athletic calves. We already talked about that. I played volleyball. So, one of my favorite shops to shop at is Dolce Vita, and I order those from the States, and they're genuine leather, which is great. They're a premium price point, but I wear them so much the cost per wear is so low, and they have options for wide calf. And I literally order the wide calf not because I need it for my calf to fit, but because I want that gap.
Nice. We
Yeah,
love Dolce Vita too.
I love them.
We love Dolce Vita because I love their styles and I love the price more than anything. It feels like a designer shoe, but it's not really a designer
100%.
shoe. But I feel your pain in you want to wear something cute, you don't want to break the bank, and boots to me are subjective. Now, I have some booties, I have some taller ones, shorter ones, ones that are It just really depends on how you can pull it off. What I think is the biggest no-no, and I hope you support me in this decision, is wearing crop jeans with a booty. So you see that part of your leg. That is really out. So don't do
Do you know
that.
what Tibby calls that? The head designer at Tibby? The meat sandwich.
That's exactly what it looks like. I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
So I think that is out, but I wore some booties with a dress a couple of nights ago and I didn't get arrested. The fashion police didn't arrest me, so I'm assuming that that was okay. I cannot believe how fast we have gone. I have so much more I want to ask you.
No.
Okay, so tell us, Amanda, what projects are you working on now? What's happening in your world? Give us a quick synopsis.
So quickly, just from the intro, you saw that I was doing a lot of things. Now, with the potential of mat leave looming and this timeline, I'm very much just focusing on my own thing. I have a part-time job working for one of the breakfast television, basically like the morning show hosts here, where I produce his social media. But besides that, I just want to put all cards on the table and really go for it on YouTube this year. We just reached 60,000, which is so exciting subscribers. And
So
my goal is
happy.
so exciting, but my goal is to get that 100K subscriber button. So that's what I'm all in on right now, Holly.
Now, are you going to stop talking about women's fashion and start talking about kids' fashion? Are you going to do that or are you leaving us?
No, I think that I've said this a couple times, even just like in past videos. I don't really see myself becoming a full-blown mommy blogger. Um, and if I do talk about kids essentials or my experience with first trimester, I think I'm going to make those solo videos that very much are targeted towards that audience. But my channels will always very much remain women's fashion,
I
style,
love
and
it.
how we can relate. Yeah.
I'm so excited. This has been such a treat having you, and I am so honored that you took the time to give us some trends, give us your opinion, give us, what's happening up there in the Great White North, which I never knew that's what it was called. Um, but, does Canada have their own fashion weeks? I'm sure they do. Do you go to
To
what is it?
Fashion Week, yeah.
Yeah.
Toronto has it's called CAFA, the Canadian Arts and Fashion Awards. But I think oftentimes we will look stateside and then to Europe for those trends. So that's why I'm always like, you guys know what you're talking about. Let's just do some research over here.
I love that. I want you to leave us with a mantra, something you live by every day, quick fashion advice. What keeps you going? I know you said your three words, classic, timeless. What did you say? Classic
And elegant.
and elegant. I love that. What are the three words? So give us a little mantra to live by.
So my total life mantra is you are you, and that is your power. Holly, we both talk about fashion, but we do it in a very different way, but we can still relate and raise each other up in this space. And then the second one is make your own momentum. And I've thought about that from the fact that it's really up to you. It's really up to you. No one's going to hold your hand in this life, and no one who's ever doing more than you will criticize you for your path. So it's just important to kind of stay on your path, make your own momentum. And as you start to see that snowball go, Canadian, it's going to it's going to essentially snowball just in that way. And you just have no idea what you can accomplish. And even if you just start now, even on your own personal style, you have no idea what that can look like in a year. So, yeah, those two, you are you, and that is your power, and then make your own momentum. And I think both of those things can definitely be present in your style as well.
I am loving that. Loving that. I am so grateful to you, Amanda Weldon from Below the Blonde. Give us all of your social media credentials so we can follow you, engage with you, and support you.
Oh, that would mean so much to me. So you can find me on YouTube, Amanda Weldon. It sounds like well done, but it's a little bit shorter. And then on Instagram and TikTok at Below the Blonde. And then I also have a website, amandaweldon.com.
And your website is beautiful, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
It's really pretty. She's got all these beautiful pictures and she does travel and lifestyle. We're going to ask you travel information that's going to be at a later episode. But the most important thing I have to ask you is Will you come back? Because we're not done. I'm gonna need you to come back for summer. I'm gonna need you to come back for a lot of things I've got a little schedule. I know you're gonna have a baby, but we got to get
Yeah.
you in before you could give birth. Okay. So that's very important. So please tell us that you'll come back. We would love to have you back again. And this has been incredible. Amanda Weldon of Below the Blonde. She is a YouTube fashion style expert that has generously graced us with her presence today. Please check out her YouTube channel and make sure that you follow and engage with her. Make sure you follow and engage with us, Fashion Crimes Podcast. And we have had the best time talking to you, and we cannot wait to speak to you again, Amanda. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been the best friend you never knew you needed in fashion. My name is Holly Cates, the hostess with the mostest. And as always, the only Holly you need to know. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.